Welcome to the 2020 Las Vegas Challenge presented by Innova Champion Discs. On deck is some round 2 league card coverage. We got a couple new faces and a couple touring pros. I'm Ian Anderson, joined by Mr. Nate Sexton. Let's watch some disc golf. Round 2 league card, and that man is winning right now.
Hey, feels good.
I bet. It must. There is Calvin Heimburg. We got Josh Miller and Luke Samson. Some new faces, Nate.
Yeah, definitely. Not who you might have expected, but great to get to play with some new guys, meet some new players, and obviously really talented players shooting -11 in that first round.
Now that's crushing out there. You have a 2-stroke lead. Everybody else is tied right behind you, and we're going to kick it off on hole 1. What's your play?
I throw power forehand here. This is right around the edge of my range at 393 for like a flat to hyzer forehand. You also see a lot of guys play kind of a wide, high hyzer. Just that OB path to think about. I like the forehand because it's not going to skip all the way up that hill, and I just like the forehand.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense.
Put a period behind that. Yeah, I just like the forehand.
Accurate. Are you going X-Cal or Destroyer for the whole distance?
X-Cal here, yeah. A Destroyer for like max crazy distance, X-Cal for like, let's get a birdie.
Yeah, fair enough. Where's the old gray one, Nate?
There's a couple of old gray ones.
Yeah.
Jomez got some. I gave some over to Jonathan.
Nice.
Because once I season him, then his weenie arm can throw him.
That's looking like the business, Nate.
Yeah, keep it low. It keeps its energy, rides up that hill, stays underneath the wind. That's exactly what I want.
Perfect shot. Calvin Heimburg up next out of Safety Harbor, Florida. He's going to that Quantum Draco again. He's throwing that thing all day yesterday.
Yeah, and with the power he has, it makes sense that a disc like that would be really a workhorse for you.
Right.
And that's one tree to beat. That's the only reason I could sort of say maybe that higher hyzer with a faster disc could be preferable.
Oh, sure.
Because there's really, that's the one thing. I'm sure he doesn't even think about that tree because it's pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly played a factor there.
And we got Luke Samson up third out of Illinois, I believe. I was talking to Johnny Disc Golf. He said this dude is an absolute grinder. Last guy off the course type of guy.
Wow. Well, I guess that hard work's starting to pay off here.
Sure enough, he's on a lead card at a big tourney. I believe that's a nuke in his hands.
And there's that height. That should get over the tree.
It's looking beautiful.
Fantastic.
Wow. It's a great way to start your debut on some coverage.
Yeah.
What nerves. And we got Josh Miller out of Minnesota.
Yeah, he was wearing a Team Blue Ribbon Pines, I think. It's kind of cool shirt.
This is going to be a cannon coming out of his hands.
And this might be a little too high.
It does look like it, right?
Yeah, just being that high, it's likely to come up short. And if you're short, you're hitting right on that steepest downslope. You're going to skip away a little bit.
That's a great advantage to that forehand, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to climb towards the basket as opposed to away. Calvin with a lengthy bid to start his day. Looking for the 2.
Oh, man. It's a nice effort.
He hit the band. That's what he aims at on those long ones.
Yeah.
Josh.
Just left. No real damage.
And let's see if Luke can get it kicking with a birdie here.
Sweet.
Word on the street is round 1, he was just banging everything from everywhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great putter. And here you are after near perfect drive. Just a nice little tapper. That's a great round starting putt right there.
Absolutely. I'd like to do all of them that length.
And we got a couple cleanups coming in here from Josh and Calvin. Should be no problem. Josh out here on vacation, balling out, making a league card.
That's awesome.
He's a welder for his real job. Straddle putt working. We'll kick it off on here to hole 2. Kind of an uncharacteristic hole for the course.
Yeah, for the whole. I mean, this is the only one that's even remotely like this out of all 54. I would say.
True.
I mean, this one is like it's a really a little woods hole, and the gap narrows to a really small width at about 70, 80 feet short of the pin. So even though it looks kind of open from the start, I would say you only have maybe 10 to 15 feet of airspace to work with at the choke point where you really need to be accurate.
You going dart here, Nate?
Yeah, this is our Pro Dart, and this is hyzering just a tiny bit too soon, so it's catching the left edge from T-pad perspective of that choke point.
Yeah, missed it by just a couple feet there. Luke, this looks right up the middle.
Yeah, and that's the right edge of the skinny spot. I thought he had it.
Right.
Keeping it low is a great play because it is a little wider the lower you are.
Accurate. Calvin? I don't know what this one is, do you?
I don't, but nice and low.
Not bad.
It's probably a rock variant. But I'm not sure.
Yeah. Looks like it might have been some kind of AVR.
That's possible too.
Josh, he is going to be throwing a Ghost, which is a Legacy's rock. Speaking of rocks.
Early release out of his hand, skips up in the tree. Should be an easy enough approach.
It's kind of interesting playing this hole after playing all these open holes. It's got to be, I don't know, how to get back in that mindset.
It's like I have a Mako 3 in my bag. I threw dart here. I have a Mako 3 in my bag like only because this hole's in the back of my mind. Like there's like almost nowhere else I feel like I might use it.
Yeah, right.
But this hole's very unique among this property.
Are you trying to bang that one, Nate?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was such a good bid.
Yeah, I was throwing that Anheuser dart. It's going slow.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it higher. I'm not really worried if it goes 15, 20 long. So I was absolutely trying to make that.
This is a little heated out of Luke.
He was trying to make that too, which surprised me.
I think you're right.
Because low ceiling forehand and that tree that he's under is not messing around.
Mm-hmm.
If you go any farther than he did, you might have a real problem.
One might call that slightly ill-advised run, but he did it. Well, hopefully he doesn't get punished for it. Calvin.
Nice birdie.
Back to his usual antics of just banging everything he can look at. Luke here. This is an awkward bid.
Yeah, he did a good job there. I think those are always a little bit tough. You're like mad at yourself for putting yourself even in that position, and that just makes the putt that much harder sometimes.
No worries for Josh there cleaning up the par. And there you are with your dropping.
Just the one birdie. We'll see it one more time.
You almost coasted that thing in there, though, Nate.
It was a little low, but I gave it a try.
The line was
yeah,
it was a
the line was nice. It was pretty obstructed.
All right, that is taking us on to hole 3. We got some danger on this one, Nate.
Yeah, it's short, but it's tricky. You got out of bounds water and out of bounds sidewalk back there. And if you are in the water, at least you have to go to the drop zone. I can't remember if you're long. Do you play from back there? I'm not totally sure.
I think you also have to go to the drop zone. I could be wrong,
I think
though.
that might be right. It's pretty scary because the drop zone is not a hard shot, but you're gonna get a 4. You're certainly not saving a 3.
Yeah, you're not throwing that thing in. This is a Star Firebird from Calvin, thrown just beautifully.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I'm going Sexton bird here.
Mm-hmm. Sort of a seasoned one because this is not very far. I don't need a whole lot of stability. I try to throw it a little short and take the skip up to the basket.
Somebody's closer. Luke? I didn't catch what this one was.
Really wide to start.
It's coming in.
Well, that's a lot of speed.
All right.
You got to love that.
You do.
We were to this spotter here. You can see he wasn't real quick to get that flag up, and when we finally heard it was probably 30 seconds till we heard it was in, and
it definitely took a minute.
Tense moment.
Josh going for the recluse.
Slow down.
Oh,
safe.
Wow, they're making it exciting for us, Nate.
Yeah, when we walked up there, I mean, all we see is green flag, so it's like, yeah, you're safe.
Yeah.
When you get up there, okay. Yeah, you're just barely, but we'll count it. That's awesome.
A couple cart path straddlers. Luke, it's probably 45 footer here.
Not a bad looking bid.
Josh? That was kind of his first putt he needed to make of the day, you know?
Yeah.
And he hit it.
On the board.
Nicely done, Josh. Calvin should have no problem with this, and neither should yourself. Some really nice birdies here. And it looks like Luke will come along and clean up his par as well. Or not as well. That's the only par, isn't it?
Only par, but not bad for the group.
No. No OB strokes.
Solid putt.
Yeah, he does have a nice putt, doesn't he? On to hole 4. Opening up again here with a big power hyzer.
Yeah, that's the prevailing play, but those trees just keep getting taller, so you have to go pretty high and wide. Even at 357, I think you'll see a lot of distance drivers here. Calvin might be not quite needing that kind of speed. We'll see what he goes with.
Looks like the Draco in his hands. And apologies for this. Calvin threw it a little higher than I expected. You will see it coming crashing in here at the end, though.
If every cameraman had $1 every time Calvin threw it higher than they expected, it'd be a different business.
It would. I think you're about to get me too, though. Destroyer?
Yeah. Destroyer, just pure hyzer. Don't ever let it stand up or it's going to go long.
And Tombstone.
Yeah, I like that.
Didn't see that coming in this, desert ground.
I know. Yeah, I didn't really expect it, but happy to have it because the skip probably wouldn't have been that great. It would have tried to go a little bit long.
Josh, doing me a favor, throwing a little bit lower with his Outlaw.
That's not bad.
No. It's a putt you can run to.
Yeah, uphill, pretty safe.
And Luke definitely has the power to get there. Has he got goose razzed? I believe you got goose razzed too.
I didn't even notice. I'm just zoning in.
Wow, that's impressive.
A little wide.
That is, yeah.
Just never really swung for him. Maybe too overstable of a disc. I don't know.
Here is his bid, but it is a long one.
Wow. Wow, man.
Dang.
That looked even better from that angle than when I saw it.
What a look. Josh, looks like he circles edge putt right here.
Sweet.
What a great hit, man.
Yeah, that's got to be fun. We had a decent-sized crowd,
Yeah.
hitting some big putts.
No camera jitters for that guy. Usually it takes a couple holes to shake it off, but no problem there. Nice birdie from yourself.
Thank you.
Getting 3 out of 4. That's a good start, Nate.
Yeah.
And Calvin should make short work of this one.
And that's 3 in a row. He's starting to heat up a little bit.
A little turkey action. A lot of green, no bogeys so far.
Yeah.
This course does start kind of easier.
Similar to yesterday's course.
Yeah, true, huh? And Luke making good on his par save after just a great birdie bid from where he was.
This one a little longer even than his last birdie putt,
It was, wasn't it?
but great to hit back to back.
Nicely done, Josh. And we'll kick it off to our sponsor.
Hi everyone, welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the Las Vegas Challenge, the first stop on the road to the championship. This is the first of 26 events scheduled throughout the year around the world, giving the world's best players an opportunity to punch their ticket to the United States Disc Golf Championship at Winthrop University this fall. We look forward to seeing you in Rock Hill.
All right, guys, back to our disc golf action, but we got to thank Innova Champion Disc for getting us out here, bringing this beautiful coverage to you. We are on to hole 5. This is a good hole, Nate. I like it.
Yeah, it's our first par 4 today, 606 feet. You got OB path on the right, bunker right there, and then green. And then the access road behind the basket is probably one of the sneakiest parts of the hole because just downhill, probably edge of circle, you're out of bounds there if you float past that hill.
It's probably the most common OB to hit on this hole.
Yeah, I would think so. Because the green is, you have to be a pretty much a beast to get on the green.
You do. Oh, yeah.
In one. You're going to see Calvin get up here kind of close to the sand, but still plenty safe. And that's a great drive. I mean, he set himself up under 200, I would say, to the basket.
Mm-hmm. Looks like you're going destroyer off the tee.
Yeah, this is my kind of my flippiest destroyer. Throw it with a little anhyzer here. A lot of room to work with for the forehand.
64-mile-an-hour forehand, Nate. That is mashed, and that is a great drive.
Yeah, I was happy with that. That's staying in bounds, which is good, and it probably got a little over 400 feet.
I kind of like the angle from off the right as well, too.
Yeah, and the drive is way wider for the forehand because this gap that he's going for there's a lot of little branches.
Accurate. Josh, that is an outlaw out of him.
That's solid.
Nicely done. He's going to have a little more work to do on the distance department, though.
A little bit.
But the placement was nice. This is Luke's nuke.
Just needs to get through this.
Oh, he got the discount double tap.
Yeah, he's gonna have. This is a kind of a nervy shot. Now you're probably talking about 350 over the green, over the sand. He's playing this pretty safe to go super high. Actually, off the wall, that's a pretty nice reaction.
It's fantastic.
Jump back up a little, give him maybe a makeable putt.
It looked like it, yeah. Josh, also a little bit of work. This looks wide.
Yeah, this just needs to slow down. Safe. By half centimeter.
That's the best kind. Here you are with your second shot and just looking right at that mound. What are you throwing here, Nate?
Our Pro Dart.
Oh, okay. The pace on that, Nate.
Yeah, they're good for that. The R Pro plastic, it doesn't skip a lot. You can just kind of throw it flat, let it glide.
Just perfect. We got a Rhino out of Calvin. What is new?
That looks good.
And there's a getting confirmation here.
Yep. I thought it was close but clear.
Nice.
And when you're especially when you take into account the benefit to the player language in our game. If I'm ever unsure, I just say safe and get out of there.
Here he is looking for the birdie. Take advantage of that. But unfortunately, misses a little bit and gets kind of a little jerky roll, but that's right there.
Yeah.
Luke having to go to the knee here.
And what a birdie this would be.
It's kind of a scary bid with that downslope and the OB behind.
It absolutely is. Good effort. Just outside the circle from the knee.
It did settle, though, thankfully, before going OB there. Josh is going to try and save his par right now. He went to the Calvin School of Putting, aiming at the band. There's a good comebacker from Luke. He'll save his par as well, I believe.
Yeah, that's a likely score. If you hit the tree he hit, a birdie would be pretty special.
Yeah, throwing a great upshot from that far back is tough. There's Calvin, and absolute dropper for yourself. Calvin with 4 in a row. You just got a little turkey there. Some great starts.
Yeah, that's what you want on the Innova course. That first section, really attackable.
That is what a perfect dart throw looks like. And that's the perfect dart thrower. Hole 6, Nate. It's short, but it's scary.
Yeah, a little island green. Lucky did not have a very windy day today. But if you're off of that, if you go over those laying down spotters.
I didn't even realize those were people until you just said that.
Yeah, that'd be out of bounds. And the drop zone they give you is a scary, like 45, 50 footer straight at the water.
It is nerve-wracking. Calvin, he's throwing his baby on this one.
And with maybe even just a touch of Annie, this needs to settle.
I was worried for that Rhino.
Wow, that just hangs on just by a foot or so. Great shot.
Looks like you're going with that dart again.
Yeah, same dart. I'm trying to go with no wind. I just want to go straight at the basket. Maybe just a touch of hyzer. This is not straight at the basket.
Sit.
And it is in the water.
Disc had no chill.
It was not a good shot. I deserved what I got there. Just I needed to throw more hyzer on it and play a little more left, but just a little late release.
Mm-hmm. Luke, this was like some kind of MVP disc. I'm really curious what it was. Maybe an NV or something.
Ooh, nice. Slows down just before the line.
I'll give him a putt.
Scary putt, but a putt.
Accurate. We have a clutch out of Josh.
And this is pretty safe.
That's a nice shot.
Pretty nice. Yeah.
Middle of the green there. You
Put
know,
him not that nervy of a distance, I think. Maybe 25.
and Nate, you were staring this down.
Yeah. I'm going for this. No wind.
Cool.
50 feet. Who cares about some water?
Is that the Firefly?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Almost.
Yeah.
Lucky not roll.
If you guys haven't felt a Firefly, go check one out. I love the plastic on those things.
Yeah, it's called Nexus. Like
It's
like
really interesting.
tacky.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Don't. Oh.
Bad break.
That is out of bounds.
And that's what I was fortunate not to have happen because I
Mhm.
missed a putt that could have done a similar thing.
Oh, absolutely. Calvin, fortunate to stay in bounds. Can he turn it into a 2? Usually good for those, but
Yeah.
sometimes they don't go in.
Tricky. You didn't quite. That's a pretty steep hill to be having room to feel kind of secure in your footing. Maybe that could have played into it a little bit, or maybe you just miss a putt and there's really no excuse.
There is Josh getting a stroke on the card right there.
Yeah, nice birdie.
And 2 on a couple of you. There's Luke making good. There's Calvin. And you'll be dropping in a bogey here.
Yeah, first bogey for me. That kind of stung because it's just dead wind. I mean, this is.
Yeah, look at the
You
flag.
gotta have that one. It's so easy. It's right there.
And there's Josh putting it just right there. On to our next hole, which was ace yesterday.
Unbelievable.
What?
Unbelievable. Garrett Gerthy, par 4, nothing behind the basket but out of bounds and sadness. And he
Just throws
blew
it
it
in.
up and aced it. The video is out there. You got to see it. I
It
mean,
is incredible.
One of those moments that's going to live forever, I think.
I think so. We've talked about this hole before, Nate, and you said it's like the perfect distance for you, right?
It is, yeah. I think a more powerful thrower like Garrett kind of needs the basket to get in the way, on his nice hyzer. I like, it's, what is it, 432? So if I throw a destroyer, get inbounds.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, we ruled that safe as well. There's no real defined line.
Yeah.
We couldn't say with any kind of definition that he was on the golf green.
It was the right call.
But yeah, like I was saying, I just try to throw it firm. Calvin's doing the same. I was glad that he scared these coots because I didn't want them in my shot. And unlucky there to catch the lip.
Man.
And really a bad roll too, putting him just outside the circle.
Yeah, usually those kind of just nestle and slide up.
Yeah.
But not in Calvin's case right there. This is a destroyer from yourself.
Yeah, just throw it high, try to hit just short of that sand.
Miss the birds.
And that's just fantastic. I'm so happy with that.
That's not the first time you've done that by any stretch of the imagination. I
That's-
feel like that's the normal result at
That's
this
3 in
point.
a row.
Is it?
It's 3 in a row. Yeah.
Drop
hopefully
in
keep,
Eagles.
Hopefully keep it going for a final round. We'll
Love
see.
it. Love
Love
it.
to get 4.
Definitely. Luke bombing at 69 miles an hour. He has a cannon
Yeah. Oh, so close.
at the actual lip even. And
So close.
again, kind of the jerky roll away from the basket there. Josh, this is going to be his eagle bid, but scary with that drop off behind.
Should sit. Pro tip, well, you can watch that cameraman if you want to know what your rollaway's doing.
Yep.
Got to watch where he's panning.
That is the pro tip. Luke for birdie.
Oh, and this is a disaster.
That is worst case. He is back into the other out of bounds area. Hazard, as it were. Calvin, eyeing down a birdie.
That's nice.
He makes it look so easy.
Taking penalties and birdies.
It's an interesting hole like that, isn't it?
It is. I haven't seen many like it. Short par 4.
Yeah, but the danger, it's all over the place on this one. That was a good bogey putt. That could have snowballed easily.
Yeah, easily.
And Josh still has a birdie opportunity here.
Ah, man. He had a few solid putts earlier, and
He
now
did, yeah.
it's a little bit shakier on these last couple holes, but hopefully get his consistency, get his rhythm. I'm really happy. See that blue color there? That's a beautiful thing. The eagle on the little scorecard.
It's a good one, Nate.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite color on those scorecards. I don't know why.
Racking them up, man.
Big time birdie putt, especially after you just watch somebody airball into the other sand to step up and just
That's
full
true.
commitment right in there. Great professional putt.
Getting that out of your head. Really well done by Calvin. Hole 8. It's a forehand play, I feel like.
Yeah, if you have kind of a 1%er type forehand, it can be done. 427 pretty far.
It is, yeah.
You have the out of bounds long there. That's kind of what scares me about throwing the backhand, because you would get that little fade back perhaps and get more distance. The forehand really unlikely to go over that path. So I'm going pretty much all out flat hyzer with the X-Cal, seeing as that it's a little downhill. 427 is possible.
Gets a great skip.
Yeah, and I'm really happy with that. You can't see the basket from the tee, but you can see that golf tee pad, that circle of green grass, and you know that you're about pin high if you can reach that.
This hole does play slightly over par because that OB.
Yeah.
On those backhand shots, it's got to be.
It's not going to give up a whole lot of twos, and there's plenty of people that are going to try to go big and maybe fade just a bit. And this is actually in a bit of danger, I think, because it's not drifting right. I think it's a mid-range, so maybe short enough.
It's a rock.
That was more slide than I feel like it deserved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
I was telling him after he threw that, oh, you're probably safe with a rock.
It looked like it, right?
Probably wouldn't slide that far.
Josh is throwing a cannon here.
This is almost certainly out of bounds. And that's asking a lot, too. You know, I think a cannon is like a overstable distance driver, right?
It's flippy, but it does have that late fade.
Okay, yeah. So that's a very touchy shot to try to make that high-speed distance driver pan right and stick to this green.
Yeah, it's closest is probably a boss or a shrike, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Peter almost died again.
That was so close to Peter's hiding behind that sign.
Sleepy legs was almost dead legs. Luke, a decent-ish upshot. Not bad at all.
Yeah, that was fine.
And Josh is throwing 3 here after the OB drive. Calvin will be doing the same here in a second. That's a good up, though. Calvin's going to try and save par. He does not like bogeys.
Close.
And here you are for a stroke on the card. Thank you. Eagle birdie. That's good. Way to come back from a bogey, Nate.
Yeah, well, I already got it. Yeah, eagle and birdie, that works. So what I told myself is when I got that eagle, I was like, cool, I'm under par for those 2 holes. That works just fine. After that, I was pretty annoyed about the bogey, but
perfect.
Eagle cures what ails you.
It does, doesn't it? And Calvin, after going a little bit long on that par save attempt, will come back for the bogey. Making good on that one. And Josh will drop in his bogey as well. A lot of red on that scorecard all of a sudden, man.
Yeah, the OB is a lot more prominent all of a sudden. After you make that corner and you play the little island hole, you can really start to find some penalty shots.
That was a sick shot. You're ripping a forehand, Nate.
Yeah, that's cool, the slow-mo.
Love it. We're on to hole 9. Tell us your play.
For me, and I think for most players, this is kind of just a power backhand out the gap. You just really have to focus on your accuracy and hit it pretty hard to get out there to make this upshot as short as possible, because you see the OB sand or hazard sand just about 5 feet from the basket. So you don't really want to be making your upshot from 250 feet away.
No, you don't. Looks like one of your beat destroyers.
Yeah, I go flippy so I can kind of power down a little bit.
Yeah, you did. You only threw it 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm not trying to there's no advantage. I'm not getting a 2. So there's no point in me just hammering this. I want to throw smooth, and if you throw slower on a nice flippy one, you can kind of cheat 30 more feet. So that's ideal for me. I'm not maybe 200 or so from the basket. Feels pretty comfortable.
This is not a basket you want to be putting on, because you're either putting in at the hazard or from the hazard.
Yeah. This is definitely. You want to be you don't even really want to be 2 feet, because that's too risky. You're looking for that nice little 10-footer. And this is smoked.
71 miles an hour, and it's a little too smoked, as it were.
Yeah, it was. That was close to being eagle look.
Yeah, a little more hyzer on the release, and that is way up there. Josh is throwing his Rampage, which is a slightly more overstable version of the cannon.
That's fine. Got out of the gap. A little bit of brushing of some branches on the right side, but I don't think it slowed him down too bad.
So this is a longer upshot than you want, though.
Yeah, they're right next to each other here, and this is not ideal. That's, it's just nervy. He has a chance, but you want to try a 35 footer right with the. If you miss it, you're in the sand.
Oh man,
it's just not ideal.
Looking at Josh's second, he's also coming up short, and they're both staring
Testers.
at that putt. Yeah,
but no wind, thankfully.
That's
There's
true.
been some years where that putt would have been twice as hard.
Calvin reaching for his Star Firebird. Man, if you don't throw these things hard enough, they dump so fast.
Yeah, and he knew it right out of his hand. I heard him say, "Oh, short, what are you doing?" You know, because you really don't want to make that mistake.
This is your rat, right?
Yeah, this is a new disc in my bag. I put a lot of time in the off season working on using the Star Rat. It's kind of like Sexton Firebird, but no skip, so I can use it for like 250 and under.
And nestled in a hurry.
Yeah.
Oh, he did stay in bounds though.
Okay,
But barely. Calvin is putting even more directly at the hazard if that's possible. Oh,
man.
That was a weird one. Got a lot of forward penetration after an early chain hit.
Caught a little bit of chain, but not enough to slow it down. And another one into the sand.
Oh. Hopefully he can make the comeback bogey save here. Okay.
Yeah, just a painful bogey.
Yeah.
It's just not that long. It's so easy to do, but you never think you're going to be the guy who does it.
Right? Calvin with his bogey as well. Calvin, 2 bogeys in a row. Man, that not a common occurrence.
No, it isn't.
And Samson making good on his par save, and you're getting strokes on folks here, Nate.
Yeah, these last 2 holes, the other guys on the card ran into some trouble for sure. I'm able to pick up a couple shots.
I think you have a 6-stroke lead right now.
I think that's right, at least on this card.
Yeah. Well, that is all we got for part 1, guys. There's Nate ripping out a beautiful backhand. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in part 2.